So I'm going for an hour and a half ride here in Wadeye. Don't have to go far from home to find the dirt. And I'll take you along for the ride. So I'm going to explore a new trail this morning. I'm going to take you on this trail that I've only recently discovered. Now, before anyone comments about the Arrowbars, next week a group of us are doing the Catherine Ultra Challenge. We're putting a couple of teams in for work. I'm doing 2 10k run legs and a 40k road ride. So all on the road, but because I only have my mountain bike, I thought I might as well put some Arrowbars on for it. So well-being exercise for work, a bit of fun. So that's why there's Arrowbars for all you die-hard mountain bikers. To my right here is the airstrip, so we don't have to go far. It's nice when we need to catch a plane. We only have to walk about 400 metres and we're at the airport. So I've just done a loop here and we come down into the school actually. I'll just concentrate for a second. To my left there's a lot of bushland. I'm planning on building some mountain bike trails in there. And it's the boarding house to my right here. So a few of the kids at the school stay there. Now I've got to cross this creek. I found a place the other day. See if I can find it again. Here it is, I think. Yeah, here we go. And that's the school straight ahead. And onto one of the few sealed roads in Wadeye. So I'm not wearing sunglasses because I can't really tell the difference in the dirt. It's very red here and sometimes there's potholes full of bull dust. So those who don't know, I had a big fall off my bike 7 weeks ago. I don't know what happened, I don't remember it, but I think I went over the handlebars and landed on my head, knocked myself out, destroyed my helmet, and busted up my right arm. So that was a bit scary. I think I was unconscious for about 10 minutes. Had my phone with me and I rang Amanda when I came round and she came and, well, she organised someone to come pick me up. Anyway, all good. But being so remote, thankfully I was within 5 kilometres of the town, because once you get outside of that, there's your phone won't work. So you really have to be, you know, on your game here, and that's why I'm not wearing sunglasses, because my eyes aren't as great as they used to be, let's be honest. But sometimes it's hard to see what's ahead of you. For me, anyway. So I know all these trails pretty good now. And I'm going to explore a new one today. So there's going to be a little bit of backtracking. So this is actually the trail, the road that I fell off when I had my crash. Probably about, I don't know, 500 metres up ahead. Won't be going that far today. Up here is the trail that turns in. If you blink, you'll miss it. There it is. It's a bit overgrown at the first part. Here we go. So I actually ran this yesterday too. I love this trail. It's a pretty rough one. I just don't go as fast as I used to. I think I'm just so aware of things can go bad out here when you're on your own. So I when I'm in trails like this, I do take it a bit easier than I normally would, I guess, in a city, if that makes sense. But have a look at this. This is what I get to ride. It's very loose over hard, so there's a lot of sand. And I have obviously mountain bike tyres on, 2.2s. For anyone who, whoops, there we go. That's what can happen real quick. So you just got to be careful. They're Maxxis Icon 2.2s. I'm running them at about I'm running them at about 20 PSI, which gives me a bit of traction, but it is pretty slippery. So this section here, because it's quite overgrown, just got to be careful, because you never know what's going to be under your wheel. It does get better as I go along here. I'm going to go to the other side here. Here we go. And see, just to go to the middle there to avoid that tree, sometimes there's a pothole in the overgrown section in the middle. So I really concentrate when I'm riding out here on these tracks. I mean, have a look at this. See, there's a big washout in the middle of this track. I'd rather be on the other side right now. But if I go down through the middle, I'll get in trouble. Let's try here. Here we go. And again, this is why I don't go flat out through here. As I ride this trail more, I'll know which side to be on. And this track's fully underwater during the wet, so you can only ride it in the dry. Here's another overgrown section. You just have to hope there's no potholes. I'm probably a little bit timid since that crash, actually. I should get a little bit less frightened as I go. Now, not far away, there's a track that veers off. Well, actually, it's a hard left. And I want to see where it goes to. I looked on the map, I got a bit of an idea, but not all these trails are on Google Earth. Look at this. White cockatoos. They're only here during the dry. Beautiful. I mean, you got the place to yourself. Oh, I love it. Also put bar ends on again, just gives my wrists a bit of a rest. You can see me in them now. Going back to the 90s here, but they are comfortable. All right, here's this track. So I'll come back. I'll see where it comes out. I think I know. So this is unexplored for me. Oop. A bit washed out. Okay. We get a lot of this really deep gravel sand. Might be better on this side. Makes for a good workout. Whoa. I just find you can never really stop concentrating out here, because like back there, you hit a really soft part of the track and you just sink in. All right, gets a bit rutted out. I don't know for sure, but I think this is kind of swampy through here. And during the wet, it's all underwater. By looking at it. And have a look at this. You guys are exploring this with me. I've never been on this track. Oh, gorgeous. Wow. I tell you, this is where I feel really lucky because this is Aboriginal land out here. We all have a permit to be here. So very few white fellas ever really get to see this. I feel very lucky. You can't just drive in, you can't just come here on a bit of a holiday or a weekend. And that's great because the land is untouched. It's beautiful. Every time I'm out, I'm like, wow, how lucky am I? See all these little anthills in different parts of this area. They're really red, so obviously it's the dirt that they use to build their anthill. They're really little ones here. Whoop. Oh, here we go. Slow down. So when I was looking on the maps, couldn't really follow this trail. It depends when they took the photo, I guess, but maybe they took it during the wet, I'm not sure. One thing I've really noticed about living here is there's two very distinct seasons. There's wet and dry. It's always hot. Oh, here we go. All right. Well, let me concentrate for a second. I just want to follow this, see where it brings me back near town. So yeah, two very distinct seasons. And they're both beautiful, but limited to where you can go during the wet because all these tracks, as I said, are underwater. So there's an area here called the Poo Ponds. I guess where Wadeye's sewage is all treated or whatever they do. And I suspect this track comes out near there. See, this is this bull dust. Can't really see probably on camera, but it's so sandy. Oh, it's a good track, actually. I think I know where we are. So I did a video months ago. We went out and cut some firewood and got bogged in the four-wheel drives. I think it might be this trail. And it was completely underwater then, but yeah, I reckon this is it. Here we go. As soon as you see the old cars dumped, you know you're getting pretty close to town. There's the, oh yeah, okay. That's the power line. Oh, I know where I am. I know where I am. So, I'll just go up here a little bit, make sure I know where I am. I'll turn this camera off in a sec, because I'm going to ride back the same way I came out. And I'll turn it back on when I get where I turned off. All right, joining back on where I turned off. So I came out from the right there. So I'll just shut up now, let you guys enjoy the sounds and the ride. That massive anthill straight ahead. And up here is what's called Port Keats Road. So this is the highway, if you like, to Darwin. So this does a big loop from town, obviously out to here. So I'm about 6k from town now. I'll just ride this way for a sec. So if we go straight ahead there, just over 400k, you'll get to Darwin, of which about 200 of it is on this dirt road. And back this way is town. Now you can't see, but to my right is what's called Air Force Hill. In World War II, they actually had, I think, a cannon or something up here. And it's a horrible, steep little climb, but I'm gonna ride it. Because if I come this far, so it's a granny gear, bum on the tip of the saddle, and it probably takes about a minute and a half to get up. Anyway, you're about to see. Another cool thing is, how often do you get to ride in the middle of a highway? Lucky if you see a car. All right, this is the turn into the Lookout Road. It is sealed from here. I've only done this once before. I didn't love it. You can see the hill ahead of me there. So there's two parts to the hill. First bit I think is the longest and steepest. Flattens out a bit, kicks again. All right, I'll shut up now. You can just hear me panting. All right, that's granny gear. That's the first section. Second little kick coming up. Not as long. Here we go. Oh dear. All right, here's the top. Oh. So there's a concrete pad up here, and this is, I believe, where, it's right there, it's where they used to have the cannons or something mounted back in World War II. Anyway, we'll go back this way. I'll show you part of the lookout from the other side. We often come up here as the sun sets. It's beautiful. Bring up dinner and a couple of chairs and watch the sunset. And here's the other end. See if I can't get a shot of what we see here. Find a gap in the trees. There we go. I'm sure you can't see it, but down there is the track that I just rode. So it comes around that side of this lookout. And I stopped my watch. Oh no, I didn't. Nah, all good. All good. Just stunning, really. I love it. Anyway, that is Air Force Hill, as they call it. And did I stop my watch? No, I don't think so. Resume. All right, let's ride back down and I'll take you to a different section. So I'm about 45 minutes in. So halfway through this ride. I take it pretty gingerly back down this hill. Gingerly, easily. And back on the highway. Very sandy at the moment. Actually find this side a little less sandy. And because you barely see a car, you can come on this side. And then there's these wonderful corrugations also. So before I got this bike, I was tossing up between a hardtail mountain bike and a gravel bike. And after exploring the roads and trails and tracks and everything out here, oh, sandy bit. Oh, those corrugations. Yeah, after going out and scouting out all the roads and everything, the roads, the trails, I decided a hardtail mountain bike would be the go. They're pretty rough. I think I'd be quite limited on a gravel bike, so ended up with a hardtail mountain bike. Sometimes I wish I had a little bit more forgiveness in the rear end of the bike, but I am getting used to it. As I said, I run my tyres at about 20 psi. Mainly that's for traction, but it also doubles for a bit of comfort. And they're 2.2s, so wide enough, I think. I don't think I'd go wider, and I actually ordered some 45C tyres, and after spending quite a bit of time riding out here, I've decided to keep the 2.2s on. So definitely made the right choice with the mountain bike. That's a purebred dingo there. Often there's a pack of them. He'll run off. There he is. Check him out. Hundreds of dingoes. They're relatively tame. We're only a couple of K from town here, so they're quite curious. When we first moved out here, I went for a run and one was following me. Scared the shit out of me, but never had any dramas with them. I saw a pack of 5 of them once. One of them was black. Look at him. That's what a purebred Australian dingo looks like, if anyone is curious. And as you can see, he's not that frightened. Anyway, I'll let him do his thing. I've seen a few wallabies, I reckon. They're a bit small to be a kangaroo. And I've seen a lot of buffalo shit, but no actual buffaloes. So to be honest, haven't really seen much wildlife at all. Seen a couple of snakes around the school, but none out here. And crocodiles, well, I did a video how we went out on country and the rangers took us out to where all the crocs were, but all the waterways around Wadeye, I'm yet to see a croc. There's lots of warning signs, but yet to see one. I'm sure we will. All right, we come to the intersection here. Go to the right, we're about 2k from town. I'm going to go around this way. Straight ahead there's a bitumen road that goes down to the beach to the gas plant. It's about 15k and it's actually sealed the whole way because they bring their trucks up and down there. But I always go out on this road because I prefer the dirt. You know, I've only been back training since my bike accident for a couple of weeks, and today's the first day I actually feel somewhat good. Let's use that word, good. So I packed on a few kilos when I wasn't training, so they're slowly coming off. And this race, this event we're doing next week in Catherine, I'm doing a 10k trail run, followed by, as I said, that 40k road ride on this bike, on the mountain bike, on the road. Then someone else doing an 18k, actually Amanda is doing the 18k mountain bike. And then I finish it with a final, another 10k trail run. So I'll be pretty underdone, but that's all right. Bit of fun, it's going to be hot. Be nice to get away for a weekend. It's a public holiday next Monday, so there's a nice little downhill bit here. All these roads go out to the various family groups' country. So there's 8 sort of countries or lands to all the families around Wadeye. So that's what all these roads are for. And I get to go out on these when we're going learning on country. So if I stayed on this road for about 30 plus k, I'd end up at a place called Fossil Head. But I can't just ride out there, we need permission. We need to go to a traditional owner and ask permission if we want to go out there, and they always give us permission, but I respect that it's their land. So we're good to ride around sort of Wadeye-ish area. This section here is a raging creek in the wet right there. You wouldn't be able to ride through there. And this sign up here says Croc. So Croc was spotted there during the wet. There's a bit of water in there, but not much, so I doubt he's there now. So this does another loop, and I end up coming back on that sealed road. Now, this is a great little track. This is probably one of the more regular tracks I ride and run. On this rough terrain in the Arrowbars, because I got the front suspension, it's actually really comfortable. And I have a lockout lever, so I can lock the front suspension out if I ever get on any sealed roads. I would have never thought of Arrowbars on a mountain bike, but I really like it actually. I can see some tracks through here. Amanda's riding. I reckon she's come through this way. She's a fair way ahead though, I think. All right, and this is the sealed road that goes down to the gas plant. So if I went to the left, that would take us down to that, to the plant and the beach. But I'll head back towards towns. I've been going for an hour 10, so 20 minutes to go. Always a headwind here. This is where it's good to have this lockout on the suspension and the Arrowbars. Anyway, just on the bitumen here, pretty boring. I'll switch it back on when we hit some dirt. All right, so now I just head back into town. Morning. And there's the airport again. So we just run back along the airport and I'm home. I've still got 7 minutes, so we'll go back through the school. Actually, there's a little bit of a single track here. Let me show it to you. So I'm going to start this bicycle program at the school soon for the kids. And this section I'm about to ride through is where I want to build a couple of trails, but there's already one here, so it's probably a bit overgrown, but let's give it a crack. Here we go. So this area, I thought I could put a couple of extra trails in. Sits between the school and the airport, so pretty easy to get to. Have to get down here with a chainsaw and clean out a few of these logs. Only real bit of single track in Wadeye. Bit rocky through that section. And this is pretty well the end of it. So I started my ride here earlier. It was on the right hand side there. But I never know where I can get through. Let's go up here and see if we can find a section, because this is a pretty steep drain. Because during the wet season, of course, it's like a river. I think maybe here. Let's have a go. Oh yeah. I'm not sure if I can bring the kids that way, but we can try. And there's the school. So I should be able to build a nice little track, including this part of the school for the kids. Because I've got a heap of bikes I got in, because I'm developing and creating this bicycle program. Got 4 minutes. So I'll take you up this way, because this comes out the back of our house actually. So we're still in the school here. Those buildings you can see, it's the primary school. And if we go to the left here, this brings you out the back of our place. Morning. How are you? Hello. And this comes back to the airport where I just dropped into that single track, so there's a bit of a loop right there. I think a lot of these kids actually haven't ridden bikes before, so have to start just teaching the kids to ride a bike. Some of them, not all of them. I got 2 minutes. All right, we'll come back in along the road. Never get bored of riding around here. I've got to get down here somewhere. Let's see if this track stays next to the fence. The road's just on the left. Oh, here we go. Another new bit of track just discovered. 1 minute, got to get the full hour 30 up. This is our street here. So I'm just doing loops. And there's 30k now. So that's pretty cool. 30 seconds. And there we go. 1 hour 30 and 5 seconds, 30.21 kilometers. Stop. And that's riding around Wadeye. Thanks for riding with me.